Welcome to The Daily Grind, a Bluff City Media daily podcast. Stepping up to the microphone is your host, Luke Hatmaker. Grab your favorite morning brew and let's get to the show.
Wide open spaces. Daniel Greer is here with me. Hey, buddy.
I didn't know we were doing wide open spaces this morning.
Yeah, man.
Is that Dixie Chicks?
Yeah, we can't say that anymore. It's the chicks, sir.
Jesus is chicks.
I agree. Jesus is chicks. Welcome to the Daily Grind, everybody. I am your host. This beautiful face, this beautiful mug on the screen with me today is Daniel Greer. How are you, sir?
I'm good, man. It's always a rush to get to this show whenever I have to do it because the kids, we played soccer until 9 last night. Kids are usually in bed, asleep by 9. So it was a late night. And this morning, they did not want to wake up. It's like pushing them out of the house. Just go. And then I can run to the show. So I literally got here. I saw it was like 8 seconds to go on the countdown. And so we have not seen each other this morning. But yes, it is a good morning.
How old are your girls again?
They are now 7 and 9, about to be 10.
Yep,
so,
yep. Right, they're doing God. You poor SOB. That's rough, dude. That's not like that age. They're like doing everything.
Everything.
At least Finn's 15, so I don't even see him half the time.
Yeah.
God, no, he's not 15. He's going to be 15 this week. I got to do perma language. Anyway, I'm off the rails. Let's jump right in. Daniel Greer, man, you saved my life. Well, not, I mean, that might be that's an overstatement. Thank you, sir. I was looking for stuff to talk about, and I was at the end of my rope. We talked about crap yesterday, actual crap teams. And you were like, Luke, it's fantasy football season. What are we doing? And I was like, I don't know what I'm doing, sir. And so you were kind enough to like make these beautiful graphics for me. And it's just wonderful. So we are going to be doing like episode for like the next week or so talking. What was that?
That was a cattail.
Oh my God. I thought that was a cane. I was like, do you have a cane? That's the weirdest prop I've ever seen.
She's here trying to bite the mic.
Oh my God, what a cute cat.
Yeah, she's a little one. Anyway, continue on.
I didn't know you had a cat.
I got two. That is
two.
That is Callie. This is Callie. And then Duke lives outside pretty much. He kills moles, mice, and maybe men. And then Callie is the inside little baby bee.
Oh my God, I love it. Speaking of killers, I don't know. That might not be a good transition. We are going to talk about wide receivers because fantasy football is happening. I've got 2 drafts next week. Have you drafted? How many leagues are you in?
I am now in 3. Not too bad. I feel like I was at 1 for the last 2 years because being so involved in like sports betting, like I had to separate the two because my mind was like I couldn't care as much about fantasy football because of honestly just everything that goes on with sports betting. But I've really enjoyed it the last year a little bit more. And so this year I'm in 3 compared to my normal 1.
I like 3. I think 3 is doable. Any more than that, I think gets out of hand. And so I wanted to talk I think wide receiver, personally, I think wide receiver might be the most interesting position in fantasy football this year. I mean, it's the first time that I can remember where a wide receiver, I think, is projected to go number 1 overall. I think most places have Jamar Chase going first. You compiled this lovely, lovely list of the top 5 fantasy wide receivers. Are these who you project are going to be the top 5 fantasy wide receivers in leagues this year?
I would say at the end of the year, yes. That's who I would project because let's start off with Jamar Chase. Everybody loves Jamar Chase. He's numero uno, no matter pretty much what league that you're in. But if I could just have a caveat, do yourself a favor. Go look at your league settings. If you are want to really get invested in this, look at your league settings and the league scoring, because I was in a league that my friend said, we're going to have some fun this year. And I was like, let's do it. A little shout out to Weekday Wagers, which we're on every day, 2 p.m. Eastern. And that's where we compiled this list. But we have some smarter people around us. And I started looking at the league scoring settings, and they were jacked up. And running backs were even better than wide receivers. And so I would always look at your list. But normally in a PPR, which is a points per reception league,
yes,
you're going to have Jamar Chase as numero uno, as he should be, because my God, Jamar Chase with Joe Burrow this year is going to be electric. I don't care what league you're in, Jamar Chase should be number 1.
Oh, so you think you are 100%? You're like he should go number 1 no matter what.
Yeah, there's not many leagues that you could really do unless it was just like not PPR. Like PPR means
Yeah.
like every catch they get a point, or a half PPR, which means he has 8 catches for 100 yards. Like you're talking about automatically 10 points for the 100 yards. You could have bonuses. Then you get 8 points for the receptions. That doesn't even count touchdowns. So that PPR is big. If you're new to this, PPR is huge if that's what you're playing.
Are you a PPR guy? I love PPR. Once I made the switch to PPR, I was like, I'm never going back. I've been doing it for like 5 years now. It's awesome.
Yeah, PPR is the way to go. It's more fun. You got to have more scoring, but what you're going to see is you see the rest of these guys, they're all they're all possession guys. So CeeDee Lamb could be over the middle, could be on the outside, and in and out, whatever he's running. He is the guy that Dak's looking for. And so that's why I jumped him up ahead of Justin Jefferson there at 3, is because Justin Jefferson really has a rookie quarterback in J.J. McCarthy, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Because of that, I have to put a guy that has Dak Prescott, which I don't love Dak just overall as a quarterback in the league. But I think that Dak will be behind most games because Cowboys been getting their teeth kicked in.
Yeah.
And you got to think that I feel better with CeeDee Lamb and Dak than I do Jefferson and McCarthy, in all honesty.
Well, no, I agree with you. I mean, as a Bears fan, someone who sees the NFC North, the biggest question mark is JJ McCarthy.
Mm-hmm.
You look at who's the number 2 guy on the Cowboys? Is it Pickens?
It is George Pickens.
Okay, so like he's great when he catches the ball in bounds, but a lot of the times he catches the ball out of bounds, and so it's like CD's. Is there any? He's just going to catch everything, right? Like everything's going to go his way, and that's why. I've got CD circled really high if I'm drafting in the top like 5 in my league. I like CD over Justin as well.
Yeah, and you do have the tight end Jake Ferguson, but realistically, it is CeeDee Lamb. The running backs all are mid, so I don't expect it to to rely on their running game. But Justin Jefferson, you could say on the other side, Justin Jefferson doesn't have a number 2. Jordan Addison suspended.
Yep.
The other guy, I cannot remember his name off the top of my head, is hurt. They're trying to trade for Adam Thielen. So that could be a guy that's a sleeper in the draft if you want to go grab, late in the rounds to grab Thielen, because he could be, he was good with Bryce Young last year. So I expect Thielen to be good, especially if he goes back to Minnesota.
Yeah, familiar. He played with O'Connell, right? Did he play one season? Yeah.
Yep.
So you've got Puka 4th. Mm-hmm. My biggest issue there, and it has nothing to do with him. I think the dude's a stud. Matt, do we know what's happening if Stafford's back?
I think he's fine. I think he's just old, man.
I mean, yeah, that's exactly. Dude, that's the good point. Like, people are like, "What's wrong with his back?" And it's like, dude, how old is he? He's 40. Is he 40?
If he's not 40, he's close.
He's close.
Do know that. Him and Kershaw, Clayton Kershaw's his last year. They were like best friends growing up. Played every sport, right? So Kershaw's retiring after the end of this year. I would think that very, very close for Matt Stafford.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I mean, I had Puka his rookie year. I drafted him like mid rounds. Mm-hmm. Dude's out of this world, and he's tough. He's a tough SOB.
Tough, yeah.
Brian Thomas Jr., that's who you have rounding out your top 5. This is a bigger question for me. Like, what are your thoughts on? Do you buy Jacksonville, or do you just buy this connection on the team?
I actually really like Jacksonville,
really,
and I know Travis Etienne has not been great, but you got to look at Tank Bigsby there as the backup. I think he's fine there. So the running back's going to be okay. You have to look around the surrounding pieces. And I look at Brian Thomas Jr. as a guy that jumped like onto the screen last year and kind of just took over. His issue is going to be like since he's the number 1, does he get different looks in a sophomore season compared to Amon-Ra St. Brown? Another guy that I like there is Malik Neighbors, who's incredible, especially as a possession receiver.
Yes.
But when I went back and try to figure out who is the 5, who's the best out of those 3, I think the best is in Brian Thomas Jr., because he has Trevor Lawrence, who he's comfortable with, because I think that Amon-Ra St. Brown there's so many weapons there. They got a new OC, and then you go to Malik Neighbors, and he's got a triplets that could be thrown to him, whether it's
Jameis, Jackson,
Jameis, Russell Wilson getting dangerous, or Jackson Dart. Like, who knows who's throwing to him, and that could take some time, and it could hurt, some weeks of fantasy football. So that's why I went with Brian Thomas Jr. there.
Which is, I mean, situation is so key here. Like a player's situation. I mean, like, that's something. it's easy to forget when you're drafting specifically. You see all these names, like a lot of people, which we're about to talk about some other names, which you sent me some other stuff. People see names and they're like, oh, I'm going to draft him.
Right.
And it becomes the question, like, is that necessarily a good idea? Specifically, I want to talk about, you gave me a couple of these. We got a couple player fade options. I got some wide receiver ones that DG gave me and some wide receiver twos. We're going to start with the wide receivers ones first. This is when I think of a guy that people might just see his name and be like, cool, I'm drafting him. Tyreek Hill's like top of my list here because I don't know what's happening in Miami. It scares me.
Yeah.
Wasn't he going as like the number 2 or number 3 wide receiver overall last year?
Yeah, if not the year before, for sure. Like Matt, last year he could have fell down a little bit, but like he was in the first round, probably like the last 3 of the last 4 years for sure. How good he really was, especially Mahomes, and then he went Tua, and they were just throwing the ball everywhere. It was crazy.
And I think, I mean, his stock has clearly fallen, and I don't know how much of that has to do with what he does himself, because the dude is kind of a character off the court, but on the field, you look at what's happening in Miami. I just don't know. Like, he's great when Tua plays. Like, when Tua's throwing him the ball, he's wonderful, but that's such a big roll of the dice as if you're going to get a healthy Tua for the entire season.
Yeah, and that's kind of where I'm at with him. And I was trying to look exactly what the actual updated draft, I guess fantasy rankings are. And if you look at Tyreek Hill in ESPN, he's going 29th overall, Yahoo's 34, and then the sleepers is 25. So he's right there at that round 3.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I'm fading round 3. But let's just say you get there and like Tyreek Hill and, I don't know, DK Metcalf or somebody else is just sitting there looking at you in the face. You're like, I got to go with like Tyreek Hill. Let me explain why you can't. Tyreek Hill is electric, but he's a problem off the field, but he's also been a problem on the field when he doesn't have Tua. So if you do have to draft a guy that has upside potential in Tyreek Hill, don't feel bad about it, because I actually did it in my last draft because he was the best on the board and because he fell because of what we're talking about, a straight fade. If Tua does get hurt, people probably going to say, hey, we're not trading for him. We're going to give you a bag of peanuts. Well, just know if Tua gets hurt, the Dolphins are done. Could see Tyreek Hill get traded, which at that point, he gets a new quarterback, a new opportunity, and actually his stock rises again. Or they could have 3 electric weeks to start the season. Maybe you trade him at his highest level because you don't believe in Tua, and that other guy might be a Dolphins fan. So if you do have to get him, it's not over. Like, I think Tyreek Hill is good enough to potentially help you win a league. And so there's 2 different scenarios. If you do draft him, there's ways to get off of him if you really want to.
And you're big on Drake London. I mean, I think a lot of people are big on Drake London.
London's awesome, man. He is I don't care if it's Bijan, or not Bijan. Bijan is on the team, but Michael Penix Jr. is throwing to him. Let's say he gets hurt or doesn't play well. You have Kirk Cousins as a backup. I think that helps his floor. And so because of that, I think Drake London, who was awesome last year, will be a top 10 receiver in the league, but also fantasy football.
Yeah. And are you in on Penix?
I am not completely. I think he's a good dude. I just don't like how he throws the ball. I feel like he holds on to it too long. I don't love his, scat out of the backfield. Like I'm not bought in. I liked him in college, but I just don't like him in the NFL just yet. It's going to take time for him to really dial it in. Same for Dak. I think Dak is the same way. Dak was he's that guy that was the best that you had at the moment. But realistically, is he going to win you games? I don't think so.
I really like that Dak comp. And you got to look at the quarterback situation with a lot of these too. Which when you go over to these wide receiver 2 options you gave me, speaking of quarterback, DK Metcalf is with the Steelers, who I don't know if anybody knows, but they have Aaron Rodgers as their quarterback. I guess I had DK Metcalf last year when he was with the Seahawks on my team. Pretty solid. I'm not going anywhere near this with a 10-foot pole unless he falls to me. And I just don't trust Aaron Rodgers. I just don't. Yeah.
Last year we saw DK Metcalf, like, even though he had Geno there, like he wasn't the same like last year at all. And I don't know if it was injuries or what, but it just didn't feel right. And maybe because he is a bigger receiver, maybe his body, he's losing a step. And so because of that, I think you can draft him, but he needs to be like 8th round guy, and he is like in the 6th. And so because of that, I think he should be a lot lower than he is. He's phenomenal athlete, but I just don't think I can trust him from last year, and I can't trust Aaron Rodgers is going to be on the field most days with him.
Yep. Well, dude, I think I did a mock yesterday. I think he's mocked at like 50th on ESPN, and that's so high. Yeah, it's just dumb. Like, I'm not drafting him in the 5th round. No way.
No, yeah, and you should.
Yeah, no way. Lad McConkey, this lad, kind of burst onto the scene last year. Pretty good. You got to. What are your thoughts? Do you think the Chargers are going to be better? I guess. I guess that's the baseline. If you think the Chargers are going to be good, if you think they're actually going to pass the ball instead of running the ball, it's probably a good play. I don't see him slumping after last year. I guess I should say that Herbert's good enough.
Yeah, Herbert can give him the ball. He's the number one.
Yes.
Look at last year. Mike Williams was there, now retired. Palmer was there. I think Palmer's now in Buffalo. So he is like the numero uno guy. Like, he is the number one receiver. And there's also a trust issue there because he played so well last year, being a rookie, and now, coming onto the scene in his sophomore year. He's probably gotten a little bit bigger, but he was, for the most part, healthy. I know he had some injury issues late in the season, but that's also a little bit of, why I think he's down enough. I still think he should be there in the second. He will be there in the 2nd round. It's whether or not on the snake draft where he falls, because he's right in the middle of the 2nd round, early 3rd round on everybody's boards. I still think that he could be a top 20 player in the league and a top 10 just wide receiver just overall. So I think he's a guy, if you have to take him in the 2nd round, you feel comfortable because of the familiarity with Herbert.
And piggybacking off that, he's also the guy, if he slips to you in the 3rd round in a snake draft, steal. Dude. Like if you've got the turn and you're able to get like Jonathan Taylor in the 2nd and Ladd in the 3rd, that's money.
Yep.
That's
and with all these guys, if you're playing them, let's say you don't feel confident. I think on everybody's board that we talk to, like, you could, if you have to get one of these receivers, there's nobody on here that has like that quarterback other than Joe Burrow to Jamar Chase. But if you do get CeeDee Lamb, if you need to grab a 2nd quarterback, don't be afraid to go grab Dak, because if you get Dak and now you paired him up with CeeDee Lamb, at the worst case possible, your number one quarterback gets hurt, you still have your best receivers quarterback. So don't be afraid to go get the backup quarterback to your best receiver as your 2nd quarterback. And so that's the only advice I'll give to most people, because a lot of people don't get 2 quarterbacks. That's fine. Mm-hmm. But if you have a really dominant receiver, grab that backup just in case your number one quarterback, let's say Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, something like that, you actually grabbed early, gets hurt. You always have somebody you can fall to, and it helps your floor of your fantasy team so you don't come in last.
That is really good advice, sir. Because a lot of people, they don't draft that 2nd quarterback. They carry one quarterback on their roster, and that's playing with fire if you do that. I know from experience. It's not fun. We are going to take a really, really quick break. And when we get back, I got a little bit more receiver talk I want to ask you about right after this quick break.
Looking for an alternative to alcohol or conventional medicine? Check out Ounce of Hope, a Memphis-based dispensary with 2 local stores in the Sanderland Center and on South Cooper Street. You can get all the products you need in a location convenient to you. Each store offers an intentional shopping experience with dedicated bud tenders to answer all of your questions, from product selection and mushroom blends to our personal favorite, the Delta 9 seltzers. You gotta try the Peach Buzz. Try Ounce of Hope at either one of their 2 Memphis stores or at www.ounceofhope.com for convenient products shipped right to your door. Use the promo code BluffCity for 15% off any order, excluding sale items. Cannot be used in conjunction with other promotions or discounts. One use per customer.
What does a big-time season look like for Tiger football on and off the field?
An American Conference Championship and a berth in the college football playoffs. That's what it looks like to me.
Do you think that's realistic? I think it is.
Absolutely.
I think if I've made all my jokes told them about the quarterback situation, oh, they're doing all this and still going to lose to UTSA. Don't get it twisted. I am pulling for Tiger football to be as good as possible this year. And I think they have the capability to do it. They should. You know what I mean? The conference that they're in. Where is the line between good and bad, though?
If they don't make the college football playoffs, but they win the American Athletic Conference or the American Conference Championship, it's a great season. I would hope that they'd make it to the college football playoffs. That would be a big-time season if they make it there.
Yeah.
A bad season would be, I think the Tigers are going to have a really good record.
Yeah.
But there's a few games, the last 3 or 4 games of the year are where the rubber meets the road for the Tigers, in conference. They've got to win all 4 of those. And if they don't, it's not a good season, man. They have to.
Check out the Anthony Sane Show Monday through Friday at 1 p.m. only on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel. In the heart of the Highland Strip for 27 years, Trilogy Tattoo has helped tell stories for Memphians for generations. Located at 530 South Highland, Richie and his team are waiting to help you tell yours.
From tattoos to piercings, your body art should be as unique as you are. Voted a Memphis Flyer top 3 tattoo shop in the city of Memphis since day one. Your story will be safe here at Trilogy Tattoo.
Open 7 days a week, Monday through Saturday, 11 to 11, and 3 to 11 on Sundays. They have convenient times waiting on you. Let Trilogy Tattoo help you tell your story.
And we're back. Y'all check out that Ounce of Hope. They're great. You can use the QR code below, use the promo code to get you 15% off, get you some Vitality gummies, some seltzers. They're awesome. Also get a tattoo while you're at it. DG wants one. He's going to get one right across his forehead. Going to get my name, and then you're going to get jobs everywhere.
Yes.
Quick sidebar. I don't get side tattoos, but or face tattoos. That's a story for another day. I just don't get it, man. I don't get it. But I digress. We're just talking about wide receivers, and you gave me some awesome fantasy options. I'm curious. Do you think any of this will actually translate into actual production? Like I know the guys we talked about. I feel pretty confident about them, but who do you think is going to have over 1,000 yards receiving? Because if you go over to FanDuel, they released these yesterday for Futures Day. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 wide receivers with negative odds to have over 1,000 yard seasons.
It's a passing league now, Luke. Like that's what it comes down to. Like 1,000 is really the benchmark if you're looking at your number one receiver, because like you can do the trenches football, right? The wishbone if you really want to, and throw it old school. But realistically, it's about getting it on the outside and getting up the field. Hopefully nobody gets hurt. You have your linemen in pass protection where it should be a little bit easier. You won't get rolled up on as much compared to running the ball. And so it protects a little bit of everybody. But yeah, 1,000 yards should not be much of an issue, especially with that. Now you have 18 weeks, so 17 games. That extra game helps you.
I mean, they've got guys like Jackson Smith and Najigba on here with negative odds. Like that's
who else is there?
Okay, okay. Yeah, but you
got
trust
Sam Darnold. Yeah, the Seahawks are going to suck. Sam Darnold is literally like you shine him up real nice. Everything looks great, and then you sell it off. Like that's what you want to do to some of your players in fantasy. Well, they did that with Sam Darnold. He's garbage and going to just have to throw because I love Kenneth Walker, but like they're going to be loaded up 8 in the box against them and just dare them to throw it to Jackson Smith and Jigba.
Yep. I mean, everybody else on this list makes sense to me. You've got Malik Neighbors. You've got Brian Thomas Jr., Nico Collins, Drake London, A.J. Brown, T. Higgins, Amon-Ra, Ladd, Brock Bowers, even wide receiver, Mike Evans, Scary Terry, and Jackson Smith, the Jigma, and Marvin Harrison Jr. are all negative odds.
I didn't hear somebody I like.
DJ Moore?
Nope. No, DJ Moore, I think he's going to have a bad season, personally.
You think Rome Odunze is going to be good or Luther Burden?
Yeah, I think they're going to spread it out enough to there's a tight end. 1,000 yards, I think I wouldn't say easy. I think that is the floor for this tight end.
Are you talking
No,
about
it's not Travis Kelce.
Trey McBride?
Trey McBride. Like last year, if you're looking for a number 2 because Brock Bowers goes so high, if you're looking for another tight end, Trey McBride did not catch touchdowns last year.
Amazing.
He will catch them this year, but he was on par with everybody and was outpacing receivers. Trey McBride is that dude for Arizona. And so if you need a sleeper duo, go get a Trey McBride and then pair him up with he looks like old Trey Young hair. Mr. Call of Duty himself, and so go ahead, go out there and grab him.
You're giving away my draft strategy on here. I am all in on Trey McBride. I'm trying so hard to get, and I'm reaching. I might be reaching for him, but I really like.
That's okay.
I like him this year. Man. Ooh.
Listen, Luke, is it more fun to go cheer on guys that you like? Even most people lose in fantasy. But Trey McBride is not going to lose for you, even if you go get him one round too early. Just like getting a quarterback, if you go get Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson one round too early, you're happy. Yeah. You're happy. You might miss out on a wide receiver. Sorry.
Tell you what, that's one thing I'm doing. I am notorious that guy that I'll wait until round 8 or 9 and draft I did Bo Nix last year, and that worked. But I'm done doing that. I'm done. I'm going for one of the names. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of being like, oh, great. Guess I'm going to start Daniel Jones this week. I'm tired of it. I'm not one. I keep finishing second and third. I'm tired of it. I'm going for it. I'm going for all the marbles this year. Before we get out of here, it is time for our daily dose of It's a Trap. You're pretty good at this so far. You've only done it once. The name of the game is It's a Trap. It's named in honor of Admiral Akbar from Star Wars, RIP. The rules are as follows. I will give you 3 bets over a topic of my choosing. As you can see, the topic today is receivers to have 10 or more regular season receiving touchdowns. Just 10 or more. You just have to tell me which one of these is a trap. Pretty easy with this. All right. So, which one of these is a trap? Who of these will have, catch 10 or more receiving yards? Is it A, Drake London at plus 120, B, T. Higgins at plus 155, or C, Mike Evans at plus 160?
Mike Evans is wrong. That's a trap. Mike Evans literally could lead the league in receiving touchdowns because you have Baker Mayfield and he's going to throw it up to the big target. I think if anybody other than injury, and Mike Evans has been solid, I think the trap is Mike Evans. I think he should be even money at this point.
I agree with you. Vegas does not agree.
Wow.
So T. Higgins and Mike Evans are they're both right here. I knew I was going to get you with this. Drake London is plus 190 to catch 10 or more touchdowns.
Wow, that's shocking.
I agree. I'm on Ross Abraham plus 120. I get that, but I'm with you. Mike Evans and Drake London, I think, are just going to be gobbling up. To me, I think both of those guys are guaranteed 10 plus touchdowns.
That's a great look. I might even put that on one of my plays for the show. Why not? Look, I love Mike Evans. I know he's getting old, but who cares? Baker is that dude who's just going to throw it up and just trust Mike Evans, and that's a great pair. And if you're looking for a fantasy duo, if you got to get Mike Evans late, then pair him up with Baker late. Why not? Man,
you want to talk about a team too that is bound and determined to make sure that they feed him. They're just give him yeah, I'm with you, Mike Evans. We're making you money on the show today, y'all. We got you. That's it for today, y'all. Thank you guys for hanging out. Thanks for talking fantasy football. We're going to be doing this for the next week to go through all the positional groups because it's time to draft. You need help. King Meeks was in the comments saying he's taking notes, so you're helping people, DG. Your show's today at 1 Central, 2 Eastern.
Yep. So I'll be live on Amazon Prime, and then wherever else you can find it. It's over in 100 million homes. But go over to Amazon Prime, click on the live TV button. You'll see Coaching Company, or you can just go to the Coaching Company YouTube channel. We're live at 9 a.m. And so we have our meeting starting very soon, but live at 9 a.m. and then 1 p.m. Central. We'll be live on the YouTube channel for Coaching Company. And so it's fun. We're leading up to football. But we're giving you kind of some betting tips, and a lot of it is day baseball. I think today is a lot of day baseball, so we'll be hitting on some of that. So if you want to check us out, feel free. We talk sports and we talk some betting, but a little bit of both.
Heck yeah. Check them out. We got the $2 Sports Show today at 11. Yeah, I know what I'm doing.
Yep.
11. Check out Saying It Too. We will be back tomorrow. Yeah, and if we can leave you with anything today, like we always do, remember these 2 things. Remember 1, to be a little weird, just a baby bit. And remember 2, remember to smile. It's important. Bye, guys. Have a good day. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you for listening to The Daily Grind. If you enjoyed this episode, leave a rating and a review wherever you download your podcasts. Also, like and subscribe to Bluff City Media's YouTube page. We'll see you back here next time.